Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Sorry I wasn't there Sunday. Allergy, man. Allergy attack. Really, really bad. I could not stop sneezing and sniffling. And I thought doing a video was going to be not so much fun for me or anybody else because I could not stop sneezing. And I was horribly tired because I had been up all night long. I am feeling better now. I'd been up all night long and sneezing, and I was exhausted. My head hurt. It was horrible. I am feeling much better now, and yesterday I was much better too. It was just one of those days, I guess. I don't know. Something must have been blooming or something. I don't know. I didn't have the air conditioning on, so I don't know what it was. It just messed me up big time. So hello everyone. Hello Vicky and Thilda, Mitz, Linda, Claudette, Paper Drake. Do I know your name, Paper Drake? I know you've been here before. And Linda. And so I didn't get anything done this weekend. I didn't get anything done. And yesterday I finally did. Hi, Amber. Amber's working and can't chat. Hi, Raven. Your volume's off. Hello, Amber. Hi, Tammy. And Tammy, I'm still working on it. I need to glue the binding better to the book. And I thought I did it Friday. And then when I looked at it, realized I hadn't done it. I still need to do that. And I keep adding more stuff to it. I keep saying, next week, next week, next week. I am going to get it to you, but I keep adding things to it, so there we go. And so I didn't get anything done. I did yesterday, I did finally get the last of my tax stuff all figured out, all done up until the end of the month, and then I have to do a report. I don't know. It's messed up. It's totally messed up. And it's going to be a lot of work. So I need to get some collage packs. I've got some junk journal cereal box collage packs planned. I have the stuff all over my kitchen table in piles, ready to put the packs together. And haven't gotten any further than that. So I'm a mess. I am working on junk journals. And I don't want to start anything new, but I do want to start doing some more of the art journaling. And the reason I want to do this, hi Carla, is I have been putting out the art challenges, and some people are doing them, but not a lot of people are doing them. And I think it is because everybody's in a different place, and challenges can be very difficult for beginners. So I kind of want to go back to the beginning of when I made some breakthroughs through art journaling. And this is the journal. It used to be in a book. I took it apart to work on it some more. This is the art journal that I had started, and I did a breakthrough, and I started enjoying art journaling. And then I started doing other stuff, and I didn't go back to the art journaling. And I want to go back to it, and I want to start from the beginning again. Because a lot of new people have found me, and a lot of people have not seen those videos. I do have a playlist. It's called Art Journaling. Art Journaling? I believe it's called Art Journaling. I do have a link below for a video called the Art Journal Experiment or Concept. It's one of the two. And it is basically my basic information for beginning to art journal. What helped me a lot, and what I want to kind of discuss and play with today. So I'm glad, Linda. And I think there's quite a few other people that started watching me because of the art journaling. And I do want to get back to that. So instead of putting out the art challenges every week, what I want to do is do some art journaling experiments. And I started doing this, I don't remember when I did it, guys. You'll have to remind me. You have to remind me. When we did the art journaling prompts, we started doing that. I didn't get very far. I was telling everyone to take an inventory of what kinds of things that they have. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Janet. And we were going to play with some of the techniques that are associated with those things. Acrylic paint, ink pads, spray inks, stencils, stamps, all those kinds of things. So I want to backtrack, and I want to finish my prompts. And I ended up starting something else, and I never did finish it. I still have a bit of my list. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Instead of putting out art challenges that are maybe too challenging for a lot of people, I am going to do some techniques with some different kinds of things. And we're going to play around and see what we can do with acrylic paint today. Different ways to apply acrylic paint, different things to do, different, just different stuff. We're going to learn how to play with acrylic paint. And I will be putting out more challenges, maybe not on a regular basis, but I really want to get back down to basics and really show the basic, how to put layers together, how to put collages together, how to, I've gotten a lot of questions. People want me to show how I blend a page together, how I, do all kinds of stuff. And I think I will be doing videos as well. This won't all be for live streams, but I'll be doing videos as well, so that you can go back and see the list of prompts or techniques or whatever without me chatting with somebody else, with me focused. This is going to take me some time. Making the videos takes a long time. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm trying to make videos as fast as I can, but I've got other things that I need to do as well, so I can't get them out as fast as I would like. And I am going to stop stressing myself about that. I can only do what I can do. So I am just saying I'm slowing down a little bit so I can do it right. And we're just going to go slow. We're just going to play. All that good stuff. Okay? I'm glad you like that idea, Tammy. So, yes, we're just going to have some fun. Now, I want to get back to doing the prompts, and I'm probably not going to do that in this chat, in this live stream. But it will come up again. I would like to get my prompts tags all set up so that I can do some more challenges and have them ready. But we'll do these together again in a later thing. I need to get a list together. I need to go back to, I don't know where I left off. Basically, that's my problem. I do not know where I left off. So I need to go back and take a look and find my list or make a new list of all the things that I have and all the different techniques that go with it. So we're going to start out with the basic. Most people have, hi Pam, most people have acrylic paint, right? We all have acrylic paint. Acrylic paint is not one of my favorites, but it is one of the most easy things to use. It is one of the things that there's so many different ways to use it. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to put these away. Like I said, remind me when I get going here that I need to go back and do this in, I start, hello MH. MH, I think I have seen some of your comments, but I don't think I've seen you at live streams. I start at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which was 13 minutes ago. Okay? Love to see new faces, new names. So this is one of the journal that I started doing art journaling in. Now, I've been trying to do art journaling for years, at least 15 years. Oh, you liked the micro mini book. I happen to have them right here. You liked that one. I'm glad you liked that. I'm glad you liked that. It was fun to make, and I think it was really, really easy. I think I might make another one with a bigger envelope, with not so much stamping in it, but I'm thinking about. See, I found a little white coin envelope. It's bigger. I'm plotting and scheming. I am plotting and scheming. So yeah, I enjoyed doing that one. That was fun, and I just love the little books. Love the little books. So this one I would really like to finish up. And it is, I want to say it's almost finished. It's got something on every page, I believe, but it needs some more stuff. Oh, thank you. Mia. Mia from Canada. Welcome. You're very sweet. Thank you. Before I get too far into doing this, I do want to make an announcement. Rosemary Morris messaged me, and she's got, let me get this out of the way for just a second. She's got some plans. She's got some plans. Hi, Susan. Hi, Marcy. You like the micro too. I am so glad. I will do some more little mini books. Yeah. She's got some things planned. I found a bunch of these books. I want to say it was around October. Hi, Kathleen. These I found at the Dollar Tree. This one is called 3-Line Novels. I am not sure if they are restocking them. This book is really, really cool. It's got a lot of collage in it. It's got some illustrations. The story is a little strange, but Rosemary Morris is planning to do an altered book kind of thing with this book. For anybody who has one, she is planning to alter a page. She's going to pick a page in the book and she's going to, everybody's going to alter the same page, and then they're going to compare and see what everybody did to that page in the book. I'm not sure if I am going to do it because I really like this book, and I don't know if I want to mess around with it. I may, let me whisper it, photocopy the page to mess around with. I know that's illegal, but it's not like I'm going to be doing anything with it other than playing around with it for myself. So don't anybody tell on me. But I like this book, and I don't know if I really want to alter it, but I kind of want to play along with everybody else. And so there is a link below to Rosemary Morris and the video where she is describing what she's planning to do. She hasn't started it yet. So there is a link to that video below, and in her video there is a link to her group. And I think most of the information when she starts doing it is going to be in her group. She has a closed group on Facebook. It is called Trashy and Flowish Junk Journals. There's a link to her group in her description box below her video. Sorry. You can keep a secret, please, please. I think it would be fun to play and to do that, but I don't really. I like this book. If she had picked one of the other ones, I probably would have done it. There were 3 of them that I enjoyed from the Dollar Tree. Found them at the same time. This one, The Field Guide to the North American Family, it has mostly pictures in it. It's not quite as cool, but it is still kind of neat. It would be a fun one to alter as well. It's got some cool stuff in it. And the other one, you know I can't say it, Apocalypse. Yay! You guys are awesome. You taught me how to say this word. This one is also a strange one. It's a really strange story. I don't really like the story of this one at all, but the illustrations are pretty awesome. So I know that some people have bought the book from me. I think I found like 5 of them, and I did sell those. I want to say it was October. It might have been November. So I know some people out there have the 3-line font. I just love that page. Oh, really? As long as I don't sell it, I can copy 10% of any book. I did buy the book, so that's all I'm thinking about doing. She is going to use this cool one. I think I just want to photocopy the page that she's going to work on, and maybe 2 or 3 times and do it different ways, but it sounds like a lot of fun. So go on over. The link to her YouTube is below, to the video that she's describing this, and find it's a book from the Dollar Tree. It is the author. I'm not sure who the author is. It looks like this on the spine, so you can skim all those books in the Dollar Tree. It is translated by, it doesn't really say, oh, there it is, Joanna Naborsky. Okay. 3-line novels. Maybe we can find it on online. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming since it was at the Dollar Tree that they're probably not very easily found. I don't know if somebody can go find out, or let's check that out, because it sounds like a really fun, it would be a fun thing to do. Tammy, you've got it, and you're going to join her challenge. That is fabulous. So I just wanted to put that out there for anybody that I don't, and I know I have them. I know I have the people that bought one from me. I have them listed. I just don't know. I haven't looked at my list. So anybody that got one. So back to experimenting in things. Okay, I would like to finish this little art journal, and I probably won't do it today. I keep wanting to finish it. Here's a page that I really need to do something with. So I have been doing a little bit. I did this not too long ago. Anyway, I will be working on that. I really want to finish this. But in the meantime, I think what I want to do is I just want to do some experiments. Now, when I started doing the experiments before, I did a lot of stuff in this rubber bound journal. I mean, I didn't even put a cover on it. It's still cardboard. It's duct tape with cardboard, with a great big huge spine, so I could rubber band in a bunch of paper. And these aren't even signatures. They are not sewn together, so I can take those out. And what this was all about was a place to do experiments, to play around with acrylic paint or whatever, and not to worry about if it turned out, if it didn't turn out. It was just a place to play, kind of like the Anything Goes book. This is my Anything Goes book, and it is almost finished. So I would like to start the new challenge of the art journaling. Going back to basics means I get to start over again. So I will be finishing up the last few pages of this, but I wanted to start with a new one. So I started this one that I got from IKEA, and it is better paper. It is not lined paper. It's a little bit thicker, so it's not going to You found one? Marcy found one. She found a book. Was it expensive? Oh, Tammy only paid $4. That's fabulous. And Linda was a little over $8. So I am starting a new Anything Goes book. This is for experiments. And I have pasted just a few pictures, some things in, just to have something underneath, paint or whatever. So just a few, not very much. So this is going to be my new Anything Goes book. You didn't buy it? Uh-oh. So that is that. Like I said, I'm starting from the beginning. So I wanted a new book, Not that I need to start another project, but this is more of a long-term. I don't really need to finish it, kind of a place to put all these experiments in. So I'm kind of not counting it as a new project. I will be continuing to work in this book as well. There's lots of blank pages to do. Did I? No. This is the way that the book came from IKEA. No, that's the way it came. And it came with this page with mushrooms in the front too. That's the way it came. That's the way it came. And this was a while back. I don't know if they've got it still. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of cool. I like it that it's pretty big. It's sewn in and it doesn't have lines. Love it. Yep. All right. So yes, I'm going to revisit my art journal concept, and we're just going to start from the beginning, and I will be redoing a bunch of videos, and we're just going to relax and play and have some fun. I tend to stress myself out too much with things I'm trying to do and trying to get things done and videos done and this and that, and then I get stressed when I fall behind and I need to get this out and that out, and then I start panicking and it's just not fun. So I'm trying to stop doing that. So like I said, I'm going to slow down a little bit and have some things going. This one is another rubber band book. This one I put a bunch of papers in that I did the journaling by FIBS and some other blank papers, and I want to continue doing journaling by FIBS and art journaling in this book, and I'd like to fill it up as well. So which book are you talking about? Paper Drake, which book? Which book? That is the book. And yeah, Rosemary Morris will be doing the 3-line novels, and her YouTube is in the description box below. All right. Rosemary Morris is doing altered book project with that book. Okay. And so I don't really like working in books. I like working in signatures. That's what I've got the rubber band books for. When I get going, and I like to let my papers dry naturally, and so I'll do paint on one thing and then I'll set it aside. Not that I have a lot of room to set anything aside. And then go to a different book or a different signature. This is another one that needs to be finished up. And so we did this one a week or so ago, didn't we? It turned out really cool. It turned out really cool. All right, so I have this one out here to do a little bit of something in if I need to. And I also pulled out this one, and this is the first journaling by FIBS I ever did. Didn't love it, so I pulled a lot of the collages apart, and I'm trying to match. This is the collage that I did in the journaling by FIBS, and I'm trying to match the other side so I have a 2-page spread. Love this one. I love that one. And so I thought this would be a great book just to get some paper out to do some experiments in as well, as I've got some paper that I just used up some stuff. So we're going to concentrate on some backgrounds first. Let's do some acrylic paint because everybody's got acrylic paint. And it's really, really inexpensive, and it's really easy to use. It's just a little messy for me, which isn't that big of a deal. So here's 2 pages of stuff to do. Now, what I want to do, going back to the prompts, the list of prompts, okay, and I did not put the list in the group. I will try to remember to go back and put the list, an ongoing list of the techniques that I have shown for Miss Paper Drake got a copy of the book. Yay! All right, so I am suggesting maybe making a list of techniques so that you can do some kind of, I've had, you guys have seen the cards. I do put techniques on playing cards. I can shuffle the cards and deal myself, a certain amount, and I put those together and make a page. It makes it very random. You're not doing the same things over and over and over again. But not everybody has a deck of cards that they can write on. So doing some tags is another way to do that, to make a list. Put them on a binder ring, and then you've got art journal prompts that you can randomly pick and go about doing whatever it is you want to do, a page or whatever. All right. So, and another way to do that would be just to list techniques on a piece of paper, put them in a jar. You've got prompts. Okay. So I have written down some things to do with acrylic paint. And so let's get started. Hi, Orla. You only paid $4.50 for that book. That is fabulous. There might be another place to get them. I'll have to get back to you guys on that one. All right. So, acrylic paint. Now, I have a list of things to do with acrylic paint. And what I'm going to do is I've got a piece of plastic that was a magazine. It's a really nice plastic. A magazine came in here. And I am going to use that as a palette today. Hey, Missy. You got it at the dollar. Yeah. A lot of people did, but I don't know if they are still there. Talking about that one, Missy. I'm going to put this away because I don't want to get acrylic paint on it. I just don't. Let me get it out of the way. So I'm not going to talk about that book anymore because it's gone. It's gone. Out of the way. Hi, Arabella. Yes. Poundland. What is that? Oh, I bet it would be there as well. All right. So technique number 1. We all know this one. And of course, I don't have a brush handy. Really? Really? Let's get a brush. Okay, so this is a dry brush. And I am going to use purple. I'm going to use purple because I've got a bunch of different shades of purple. So I want to use purple. And I'm going to put some of this on my palette. So number one, using a dry brush to brush on acrylic paint in no particular fashion or anything. That's what you get. Right? Easy, easy. Number one, a dry brush. It's easy. Number two is a wet brush. You get a slightly different effect when you use a wet brush. Add a little bit of water to the paint and it smears a little bit better. You can tell the difference between wet and dry. All right. And one of the reasons I like using the plastic, and while I still have it here, it's because you can use wet paint and put it right back on your page so that nothing goes to waste. But you have to do it before it dries, is the only thing. All right, so that's number one. And number two, a dry brush and a wet brush. Another way, let's use a different color. Let's use a light purple. And a dark purple. I don't usually like a lot of purples together. I don't like a red purple with a blue purple. It's just the way I am. Let's see how this works. I'm putting just a couple dots. What's going on? Backing up just a tad. Using a brayer is number three. Okay, so number three, you can actually put the paint directly on your page. A little bit, just a little bit. Okay, and use the brayer to brayer it. And that's blue, it's not purple. It's bright blue. Oh well. Oh well. And it makes a really interesting, it's interesting that way when you put it directly on the paper. But you get a different effect if you brayer from a palette. And what I'm doing is I am just doing all these little experiments on top of each other. It's called layering. Layering really does, let me see if I can get some of this. Layering really helps bring a page to life. It's one of the secrets of all those people that do art journaling. They put on a bunch of layers and it just makes their page fascinating. That's the secret. Secret is in the layering. Okay. Hi Scotty. Hi Debbie. Yes, purple has a lot of variations and I'm really, really particular about it. Alright, so that is a brayer. Another way to get paint onto a page, and we'll use a different purple this time. A credit card. I have no idea who invented using a credit card to spread paint, but everybody does it. It is a fabulous way to get color onto a page. And again, you can just put a dot, a little bit onto the page, take a credit card and swipe it around, or you can put a little bit of paint onto the credit card and swipe it that way. Or you can take from a palette and put color on that way. You can put it thick, you can put it really thin. If you do it thin, it dries quicker. Hi, Emma. Okay? And you guys are going to ask. Can't get it to focus. There it goes. Halberg, and it is a field guide to the North American family. Okay. All right. She's only using the 3-line novels, though. Just so you know, she's only using the 3-line novels. Okay. So that's a credit card, and in the same kind of thing as a credit card would be a palette knife. Same kind of thing, just maybe a smaller area. I'm going to use some light purple. Of course, you could put it directly to the page, or put a little bit on a palette knife and scrape it that way. You have a little bit more control with a palette knife, I think. Palette knife. I don't know what number I am because I did not number these. Sorry. Did not number them. All right. I do want to go back to light because I've got a lot of dark colors here. And there's something about acrylic paint that you can put light colors over dark colors. It's opaque, so you won't be able to see what you have underneath it unless you use a yellow or a really light color. So, you can use a baby wipe. A baby wipe. I wonder if that's an original. That's a lot of money. $250 for. Is it a 3-line novel? Or is it one of the other ones? Spatulas are good too. Yep, I have that in my toy box. I have that one in my toy box. It's the same kind of thing as a palette knife. This one is really stiff. That's why it's in my toy box. I'm going to get the toy box out later. A baby wipe. I like baby wipes. A wet baby wipe will add a little bit of water to the paint, which makes it a little bit more translucent, which means you'll be able to see more of the colors and things that are happening underneath. If you use a dry baby wipe, it's going to be more splotchy. I've got a little bit of dried icky here. Let me get that out. So you can see when you splotch it on, it covers a little bit more. No, do not use a plastic palette knife and your heat tool to dry pages at the same time. You will melt your palette knife. They have metal ones for that if you need to. That's funny, Kathleen. That's funny. Yes, I have a toy box. Go ahead and tease me. Hi, Cat. It was in your hand. Fun stuff. Okay, so I like the baby wipe when I'm trying to do blend things in. It keeps the paint off my fingers, and it works really well for blending, because if you use a wet one, you can see what's underneath it, and you can also tell where you've put stuff. So, of course, I forgot to write down, you can use your fingers, the finger painting. It should be on my list, and I forgot it. So let me write it down on my list really fast, so I remember later to put it on. All right. So then we get into washing off the finger now that it's got all this paint on it. Let's see, what other kind of color should we add? A little bit. I don't think I'm going to like that. I'll use this one. I'll use this one. We'll see. We'll see if this works. A different color, dark color. I like to use chopsticks or different things. This is also in my toy box. And I will get the chopstick kind of painted and then roll it around so that I get a kind of a variation. It's not a good coverage, but it works. You can even just use it to draw with. Maybe not so much, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Get the paint off of it now. So chopstick. I like chopsticks. It makes a variation. It makes the page a little bit more interesting. So I enjoy chopsticks. And another thing that's really great for acrylic paint are Q-tips, cotton swabs. You can make circles. You can write, draw, make splotches. With Q-tips. They're a lot of fun. They can be really relaxing too. I need more paint. I need more paint. I like that one too. I I like that it's random. You can't really plan what you are doing. And that is part of the art journal concept that I was messing around with. I tried to be an art journaler for so many years, and I failed miserably. I just hated everything that I did. I'd get the magazines and see all the really cool stuff that other people were doing and try to do something really cool, and my pages just didn't compare to what everybody else was doing, and I was so disappointed. So disappointed and discouraged. And so a couple years ago, when I went back to doing mixed media again, I decided that I was going to try to, one more time, I'm going to try to do art journaling one more time. If I don't do it this time, I'm just going to do something else. I'll go back to doing the ATCs. I'm just going to give up on art journaling. And I had a big breakthrough, a big one, and I started sharing with others this breakthrough. And I know a lot of you have been watching me at the time, and kind of stopped with that. And I do apologize. I got busy doing other stuff. See, yeah, and that's what art journaling is all about. Emma says her art journaling is a hot mess, but a happy mess. And art journaling, for those people beginning and those people that are frustrated and discouraged and feel like that they're never going to have a cool page like everybody else, art journaling is not about the finished page. I can't stress that enough. It is not about being able to show everybody. I mean, it is a perk, yes. It is nice if that happens. But that is not what art journaling is all about. Art journaling is about painting, about drawing, sketching, stenciling. It's about putting layers on top of layers on top of layers. It is the process. It is the process. It's not the finished product. Once we get the idea that our pages need to be pretty, that it needs to be something that I can show other people, get that out of your head. Trying to make a page that looks like somebody else's page. You see something in a magazine or in a video or something, and you try to do the same kind of things, and yours doesn't turn out the way you want it to. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that. Hi, Cheshire Cat. We need to stop making ourselves crazy trying to compare ourselves with other people, especially beginners. And I've said this in one of my videos. Beginners, you're like a first grader. You're a first grader. Why are you comparing yourself with somebody that's in high school? It makes no sense. You're a first grader. Be a first grader. Start at the beginning. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Find something that you enjoy doing. Do you enjoy stenciling? Do you enjoy just painting? A lot of people love painty papers. Shelley, painty papers. And that's fine. If that's all that you want to do, you just want to put paint on paper and it makes you happy, you are an art journaler. You did it. Hi, Hi, Shirley. Yes, I am Carla. Kagedfish. Emma says she's staying in first grade forever. It's more fun. See, that's what it's all about. Having fun. You got to have fun. Art journaling is fun. It's not about having a finished page. Okay? Getting back to my list. Let's see if I can find... Let's find the toy box. Let's look in the toy box, guys. I've got to find stuff in the toy box. I don't have room for my toy box. Here's my toy box. So I'll just pull things out of the toy box. I have a couple of sponges. I used to have a natural sponge, but I don't know where it went. So I have a couple of kitchen sponges, one with larger holes, a little bit more random, and one that's just normal. And so I like to put a little bit of paint on a kitchen sponge and put it on that way. Let me show you what that does. I love the effects of a kitchen sponge. I like the little dottiness of it. See? I like that. You can see those little black dots or the little dark purple dot. Okay, you're still sorting and discovering all the stuff you stashed. That would be fun too. And let me brush on some paint onto this. Okay, I need more paint. With more holes in it, let's see what happens. You get a bigger I'm going to have to clean up all my toys. That's why I don't like paint so much. See if I can get that out before it dries. And once acrylic paint dries on something, it's pretty much going to be there forevermore. So you want to clean as you go, and I don't have a pan here to clean. So let me see if I can scrub it with some water to keep it moist until I get a chance to clean my stuff off. Okay, let me put those there. I do enjoy doing stuff with sponges. Stenciling with sponges are a whole lot of fun. All right. Another one that I like before I really get into my toy box too much is the foam brushes. The foam brushes are really, really cool. Here's the toy box with all my little bits in it. We did brayer already, so I should probably take that out. And I've got a couple of foam brayers that really need to be out of there too, so you can see what's in there. I will come back to the toy box. I will come back to the toy box, I promise. You know, I love circles. You know, I love circles. So, the foam brush, I'd like to get just the tip of the foam brush painty. And I like to make circles. This is my favorite thing to do with foam brushes. Foam brushes are good to put on varnish, glue, things like that. And to make acrylic circles. I love it. I love it. Can you see my circles? Okay, had to do that. I find my fun foam at Walmart. It's just a little bit cheaper at Walmart. I like the really thin fun foam to do the handmade stamps. Just saying. All right, so then we can get into the toy box and all the fun things that you can do with things that you probably have. I'm going to do some dark purple around the house. And one of my number one things is, can't find any of it. Lids, and I should have larger lids, and why can't I find a larger lid when I'm looking for circles? I'm looking for circles. You know, I've got, here's another lid. A lid of anything plastic. I go to the craft area where the kids have where they have kids crafts, and I always find fun foam in packages there, and they're usually under $1. I get the small packages, 32 pack foam sheets. They're the thin ones. I think the thin ones work the best. They're the easiest to deal with, and it is less than $1 last time I bought the 32. So that's what I get. That's what I get. I like that one better than I like the adhesive ones. The adhesive, it's nice to have the adhesive, but it's too thick. It makes my hand really tired if I do a few stamps at one time. So I put some paint on my lid and I make circles. You want to find lids that are different thicknesses, different sizes. And they're just fun. I love making circles. Circles, oops, you might watch me make a mess. Circles are the best. The best. Can't go wrong with circles. And make different sizes. Let me just clean that off. Didn't really expect to do all these experiments on one page, but kind of glad we did. Let me do a light purple for this little tiny, I don't know what this is, this little tiny lid. And my paint is very thick, so it is going to take a while to dry. That's okay. That's okay. Bye, Linda. So what I'm hoping to do in the long run is do some techniques, some things, something maybe out of the ordinary that we don't always do, and then I will put out a challenge incorporating, putting that whatever it is into the challenge as well. So we have an idea of how to go about doing whatever, as I'm having a hard time describing some of the prompts in the challenges, and it was becoming really difficult for me to come up with different challenges. So I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit to do it this way. All right, so there is some circles. I'm liking the way you like the toy box. I like the toy box too, I have to admit. I like the way this is turning out. Uh-oh. I have a new mat and I don't want to mess it all up yet. I got a new mat, man. I don't want it all messed up. All right. So this one, it's got some thick little circles on there. And I think, well, you know what? I am going to do something else with a medium purple. Since we've got some circles on here, I'm going to use a pencil eraser to make some dots. You can use anything. Anything works with acrylic paint, but you do have to clean it off because you will have a paint on whatever it is forevermore. Just saying. I'm going to put some dots up here. And a wine cork also makes great dots. And I thought I had one in here. Of course, I don't see one. Here's one. Here's one. Let's use... So, circles, you know, anything makes a circle. Everything's better with circles, right? Empty glue sticks, yep. All that stuff, definitely, definitely. I'm going to put this to the side and grab another something to do some more experiments on. I need to, I don't have any place to put it to the side. All right, there we go. All right, so I am going to grab this book and put some color on an empty page, if I can find an empty page. Here's an empty page. Here's an empty page. That's something in there. I don't know what that is. So the toy box has, I got this trivet. I think it's a trivet at Walmart. I don't remember how much it was. It's silicone. So and this one is one that Cat Hand sent me, this part. Hers is smaller than mine, and it makes great patterns. I love using toy box fun stuff to paint with. I love the toy box, and I need to do a video just on the toy box. The toy box is the way to go. I love these too. I thought it was interesting that we had two different sizes. And you can cut them up, like Cat cut hers up. So I'm trying to clean things up as I go, just a little bit here. Another thing is the cross stitch mesh. This one is the circle one. There's squares too. And I like to paint. I like to put paint on it instead of dipping. That way you get more of just the item filled with paint and not too much paint. And then you get more of the design of what the item is. So I do paint my toys more often than I dip them. If I were to dip it, you get too much paint usually. And you don't see the design as well. It's a little bit more smudgy than painting it. Both work. You can use it any way you want to use, both are fine. Both work perfectly well. What else do we have? Oh, the Legos. We have Legos. Should probably paint the Legos with a dark color. And I'm not getting very much of the dots, the circles of the Legos, because the Lego brand is raised on the dots, and all I'm getting is the Lego. I'm getting all the Lego on there, not necessarily dots. I also have the Duplos. Are the Duplos, is that the right term for those? The big ones for the littler kids? I like those too. I like these better. I do have to say, and I don't have them in here, I apologize. I have some Legos. They are not Lego brand, but they are just like Legos. I got them at Target. They were in the dollar section. It was a whole package for $1. And they have the dots just like the Legos do, but they don't have the brand name on the tips of them, so they work better. And I will be including some of those in some kits here when I get some kits together. So I'm going to be able to put some little kits together, and I'm thinking about putting together some toy kits. That might work. They might work, Kathleen. If I heat gun the Lego and smush it down, it might take that brand off of the ends of them. You can see that they're on every single dot, and it doesn't take paint very well, so we're going to have to fix it somehow. Anyway, there's a fly swatter. This is just a normal fly swatter. I took the handle off of it, and I need to be able to turn this page without it sticking. Acrylic paint, for those that don't use acrylic paint when it is wet will stick pages together. Put some wax paper, parchment paper in between if they are wet, because if you put a wet page against a wet page, you're gluing them together and they will never come apart again, and you'll tear your pages trying to get them apart. So I am going to use a brush and try to get down in there. And it's a really thick fly swatter, so it's really hard to get the bristles down in there. If I had a stenciling brush, it might help a little bit more. Do I have one that doesn't have ink on it? I'll use this one. A stiffer brush will get into a stencil with a flat tip like that, usually, but this is not a normal stencil. This is one of my found object stencils, and it's not getting through there very easily. Just saying. This does take spray paint really well. It really does. All right, so bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. We like bubble wrap. Let's get some more paint down here. And this is another one that I do like brushing the paint on so it's not too thick. You get more of a design if it's not too thick. And you can see the little bubbles. I also have the smaller bubble wrap, and I have this wrapped around a wooden block to make it easier to stamp with. I have it held around the block. Okay. Thank you. And I will paint the small ones too. But I like being able to hold on to a surface with the block. So this will make a whole bunch of different painty papers, and maybe that's what I should have been doing today, is just painting maybe some book pages or something. But I kind of wanted to be able to come back to them eventually. But I like the little tiny bubble wrap. I don't come across it very often, and I'm hoarding the ones I have. You haven't found, yeah, the smaller ones are hard to find, and I don't know what it is. It's much harder to find. All right. All right, continuing on. Let's see here. Oh, I have another stencil. This is another fly swatter. It's just a bigger fly swatter. It had a great big plastic handle on there that I cut off. And let's see, what color should I put on? Let's put on a metallic green. And I'm just going to use this baby wipe. And smooch some of that paint into there and see how that works. And over here, I'm going to use a brush and see how that works. It's all about experimenting and seeing what you like the best. And of course that had purple on it, so now it's all purpled. Can't tell it was really green. I like my fly swatter. You guys trading bubble wrap now. Fly swatter. Alright, what else do we have here? It's egg dyeing season. You're gonna get, if you get the egg dye for the kids to color eggs, you're gonna get, this one is really cool because it snaps so that you can pick up the eggs, but I love the shape of it. Let's see if we can get some of this painted on. Press it on there, and it didn't work real well. I need more paint. Let's put on some more of this green, I guess. Let's get some green on the page. Let's dip it into the paint. There we go. Just like that. That's pretty cool. And this one would work the same way. If I bend it, I've got a small little hexagon thing and a large one. So I can bend it and do the same kind of thing. And have little thin shapes. Just like that. I don't want to waste any of this paint, so of course I've got to brush it off. Go to a different page. This is going to smudge. The paint is kind of thick on here, so let's do a fun thing here. The paint that I just put on is pretty thick. It hasn't dried yet. So I'm going to put those two pages together and rub them together. Hello, Mary. Sorry I didn't see you come in. And then pull them apart. And you get kind of a ink block effect. Oops. So this page is turning out kind of interesting. With a bunch of different stuff going on. Just by messing around with the toys. And I'm going to let that one dry because I like the way that one is turning out. And I will come back to it later with some different techniques, some different stuff to try. Let's see here. You know what? I've got this page going. And I've got this toy all messy, so I'm just going to add some paint with this on top of what's going on here already. Just randomly. Alright, and that is wet. I need to put this aside a little bit. And I was expecting can we do a day with funny faces? Of course. Is that what everybody's asking for funny faces? I love the the egg dye with the metallic colors to it. I got one that's got the egg dye is actually packets of color. I haven't used it yet. I'm looking forward to using that. I might pull that out at another time. So we need to see what else is in this toy box. I was going to do, we could do some stenciling. I've got this funny little piece of, and I don't know what it is. It must be foam of some sort. Oh, here's a green place. And I'm just going to dip it into the paint and put some more green stuff on this page for some more layers to make it more interesting. I have all kinds of stuff in this toy box. We haven't done it in a long time. All right. Let me think about it. I do have to finish up some stuff. I have to find my faces, and I need space to do them too. So let me put that on the list. Okay. I kind of like the way that is. I don't really want to do the green is the folk art. Metallic. We like metallic. We do. We like metallic. That's the green. I like the green. I do like that one a lot. And I kind of like the way the squares are showing up. Here's some drywall tape. It's another thing that I like, and I usually use a makeup sponge to do a little bit of stenciling. And that's the fun thing about acrylic, and that is all dry. That is not working at all. The fun thing about acrylic, you really do have to make sure that you've got a thin layer of paint on your sponge, or you will get paint everywhere. It won't stencil very nicely. The nice thing about acrylic paint is it goes over other stuff and blends your page together. I need more paint already. When you get too much paint, your stenciling does not turn out as well as it should, which just happened to me. A little bit of paint will go a very, very long way. And I think I will be doing some experiments with the Delusions paint so that I can start using that up. Yeah, the drywall tape is really cool. And this, I will have some of this in the toy box pack as well. It would be fun to put a little toy box pack together with some little bits and pieces. And hi, Cheryl. I don't think I said hello to you. Anybody else come in that I missed? I do apologize. I've been having fun painting. I will be doing a video soon with some more handmade stamps, revisiting making stamps, because that is fun. We like doing that. We like having our own little, sorry, I'm trying to clean up some of my mess as I go here, so I'm not sitting here trying to scrub paint off my toys for hours and hours after. Let's see, where were we? Is this dry yet? Kind of. What's going on outside? I'm hearing stuff out there. My voice is going as well. Okay, so the wax paper is not helping with my sticking. I guess it helped a little bit, but it's still sticking a little bit. All right, let's go back to this page and add some more color to it. What else have I got in my toy box here? Flip-flops. 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 You know the flip-flops. This one is not my favorite one. Let me wash off this brush. But I will use my favorite one. So I'm just going to brush on a little to see what happens. I like it. We've got too much paint on that one. There we go. I like that one. My favorite flip-flop is this one, because I like the pattern it has. To clean that one off right away. I have never found another pair of this pattern flip-flops, so once this one is gone, I will not have any more of that one. But I do like it. You could make up some toy boxes, yeah. Definitely. Punchinella is good for stenciling, except probably not on that page. Let's do some stenciling. What did I do with the... I know I had some wax paper. What did I do with the wax paper? I don't know what I did with it. This is a page that I didn't like very much. I made it too dark when I made it, and so I kind of covered it up with some lighter paint. and never really liked it, but the more I add to it every once in a while, the more I like it. Eventually I will like it. We don't always like all of our art journal pages. Not always. And that's okay. It's okay. But I kind of like the way that turned out there. So it's blending some stuff. Hi, Aunt Sandra. There's that. There it is. There it is. What else have I got in my toy box? I have the register tape rolls. There are 7 of them that I have bunched together with a rubber band to keep them all together. And this makes wonderful little flower type shapes. That are fun. I don't know if you can see that. But take a look at things around you for different shapes and different textures. You never know what you're going to come across. The ends of pens might have a fun little texture on them. Or you know, just look around to find things. Uh-oh. And that needs to be cleaned up here. I have got a great big mess. I do not like acrylic because it makes such a mess. It takes forever to clean up. Got to get everything all out, then you got to clean it all up. It's not my favorite. And so I have got a couple other little things in the toy box that I think we'll look at next time. I've got some little mesh bits that we could do spray inks through, and this is the top to a spice jar, and that makes interesting little it usually makes interesting little marks as well when I can get it all pressed in there. It's not making nice marks now. Of course not. You know, of course not. And so I am going to put this one aside. And this one has dried a bit. It's almost dry. What is what? This or this? This is a spice jar lid. This is register tape rolls, the inside of the register tape rolls. If anybody knows a cashier and they have to change the register tape, they come on rolls. A lot of them come with nice designs in them. Yes, we haven't even got into the handmade stamps and stuff. Because we've got lots and lots of that kind of thing too. Rubber bands and toothpicks. I also have the corn pads. Tape, the inside of the tape, whatchamacallits, they make great circles. Let's put some rubber band lines. On top, see what that looks like. I like that. And the toothpicks also is great for paint. You need a lot of paint on it though, so you can hardly see the lines that the rubber band made, but you can see the details. It adds a little bit of shimmer because I used metallic paint, but it adds something to the background. It adds just a little bit of detail, a little bit of interest. And all we're doing is layering up acrylic paint in different ways. That's all we're doing. But, look at how interesting the background is. Look how hi, Shelley. I mean, it's dish drain, what do you call these? Strainers for the sink. They make great circles. They make circles of circles. I've got too much paint going on. But I like that's too much paint, but it works, you know. If I let it dry, it gives it a great texture. It's hard to see, yeah, but when you see the shimmer, I love metallic paints. I love metallic anything. It is nice. I like metallics. I like the way they shimmer and shine, and use up that little bit of paint there. If you use less paint and a sponge with that, it works better. It works a whole lot better. This is when you buy a man's shirt, a lot of times they'll have these in the collars to make them look all nice and pretty when they're folded up in a package. These make great stencils. I love the little lines made with these things. Let's try some of this paint. Let's use this sponge again. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this one over here so that you can see it. That's too much paint. I'll do another one over here. And one across this way. Clean up my stencil here. Just a little line of lines is what it is. Here's the one that I got too much paint on, but still, it's a great effect. It is a great effect. I love the shimmer of metallic paints, but you got to put matte paints underneath it to really make it pop, to really make it an accent and all that good stuff. I like the way that this background is going. So I am going to put this one aside because I would like to use that as a background for something in the future. Not sure what. And so I'm going to stop playing with all my little toys and try to clean up some of this mess, because we're getting to a point where we can get to something else, and I can use up some of this paint in my Anything Goes book to finish it up, and I can use some of these toys that are already dirty. Already dirty. Let's see. Find a page that needs a little love. A little bit of love. This one needs a good coat of paint. That one needs a little green. This one, you know what? I think I'm just going to brush on some of that. I should use a baby wipe to add a little bit of water to that. And that's going to be another another experiment. We're going to do some anything goes book stuff, and we're going to see how adding a little bit of water to the paint makes it more translucent. You can see things underneath it. Let me take this paper clip out so I can get around the edges here. Get this all painted up. Stamping on top of stuff. We're going to learn how to layer. How much fun it can be. See what happens. And that's the fun of art journaling. Not knowing what you're going to end up with. Just doing something to see what happens. Sometimes you like it. Sometimes you don't. It's all okay. You don't have to like everything. We really don't. We want to, but, you know, it's not always going to happen. What do you have, Shelley? Let me go back so you don't have to repeat yourself. Are you sick? You have flu? Somebody gave you flu? The kids gave you flu? How darest they? How darest they? The little one brought in sickness. That's what kids will do, huh? Trying to get this to dry a little bit. This book is almost finished, and I will do a flip through of this book at the very end. And most of these pages were done on a stream. You can actually see how they came together and what we did, and they turned out really cool. And we didn't do a whole lot of fancy anything for any of these pages. Here's one that needs some love. Let me put a piece of paper in here and get that brush back out, because I've got some metallic purple that I don't want to go to waste. So I'm just going to brush it with a wet brush. And that was it. That was all of it. And this paper is so thin that it buckles in every little bit. Every little bit of water you put on here, it buckles like crazy, which makes it not so much fun. So I'm hoping that the new Anything Goes book, the pages are a little bit thicker, so it should not quite buckle so much. I have two questions. Oh, Susan, if you've got a question for me, put it in caps so I can see it when I glance over. What is the strangest thing I've ever used as a stamp or stencil? What would you consider strange? You've seen a lot of what I use. I don't know how to answer that one. Miss Shelley's got the creeping crud. And what is the best glue stick to use? In my experience, I love, extra love, Elmer's Extreme. It's got to be extreme. That is the glue of my choice. I do also use Scotch permanent glue sticks, but the Elmer's Extreme is something that I can find just about everywhere. It's a good price, It stays put. I don't glue a lot of cardstock. Most of what I glue is paper, weight, thin paper, magazine images, and that kind of thing. And I have had absolutely no trouble at all with the Elmer's glue stick if you get a good coat of glue on what you are gluing. All right. That is the one I love. I love that glue. A flip-flop is pretty strange. The sink drain is a little strange. A fly swatter is not quite ordinary. A trivet. Register tape rolls. I don't know. I don't know. What would you consider strange? I use, if it's got a pattern to it, I use it. I have used my laundry basket. It had a great design on it, and I used that as a stencil a few years back. I no longer have that. I don't know. Cardboard is great for paint as well. I don't have any here at the moment. Don't know why. Looking at all my other toy boxes. I've got like 5 toy boxes going on here. Here's the corn pads. They make great stamps. They make great stamps for paint and things like that. Here's a child's Play-Doh roller. This is a stamp that I like as well. It is the bottom of a drink holder that you would get in a fast food place. Usually they come with 4 cup holders together, and these are in the bottoms of the cup holders. I love putting paint on these. I like the design that they have. That's a little strange. I have 4 of them wandering around somewhere. I have used a die, rubber bands, Legos. There's another one. I don't know. Feather. I've got far too many toys, and I do need to consolidate them. So, yeah, I'm loving this book as well, and I will be doing a flip through when I get all the pages finished, which is pretty close. It's pretty close to being completely finished, as we worked in this not too long ago. We did the secrets revealed. Thank you. Thank you. I look at everything, especially kitchen gadgets. I love everything. The egg beater makes great circles, and I didn't use that this time, but you smudge it down and look at all those rings that it makes. You get paint on it and start messing with it. Yes, I go all over the place, and I look at everything that I use in my everyday life. Here's another children's toy. It's a spatula, but that would make a great little stencil, a great little stamp. right? I can't find anything. See, I don't know. Here's the massager, Kathleen. Here's the massager. I haven't cut my tips off of it yet, but that makes great dots as well. Kind of like a brayer, just roll on the dots. So a massager, you just take a look at things. I like to walk around the Dollar Tree and I go through every aisle, you know, the cooking and, you know, baking supplies, the dishes, the cleaners, the hardware part of it. I find washers and, you know, all kinds of stuff. And we will get into all of that fun stuff as we go along. So this is just the beginning of the experiments. As we have maybe done, we've only done like half of what you can do with acrylic paint. You can put acrylic paint into spray bottles with water and use them as spray paints. It's endless. It's endless. The back of a fork. Plastic forks are great. You know, we'll get the toy boxes out and we'll have some fun stuff. So I need to go clean up all my mess, and I think that I will be back on Sunday, and I'm not sure exactly what we'll do. I'm hoping to get some of the challenges done. I would like to do some of the challenges in videos and such to show how I put some of those things together. Doing the challenges more than once even to show how doing them in different orders and different ways can make the same challenge look completely different in two different projects. So thank you all for spending some time with me. I will see you on Sunday, and we'll continue the art journaling. Art journaling for me is just play. It's not about finished pages. So I would consider today an art journal day. I like to art journal on several different pages at one time. I don't like to get to a page and go and start a page and finish it in the very same sitting. I get discouraged that way because a lot of times I'll have an idea in my head what I want the page to look like, and it never turns out the same. So if I don't have any ideas of what my page is going to look like in the end, I'm much happier with them. So I work a little bit, I'll do a little bit on a bunch of different pages and then go back and do other stuff on some of those pages and other things on other pages, and I end up with something like this. It's a hodgepodge of Sunday. I stream on Tuesdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's what happens when you just mess around with a bunch of different techniques. Just messing around, layering different techniques together, adding some focal points, you end up with a really cool looking journal at the end. So that's all we're going to be doing here. All right. And so, hi Janine. We're at the end. So I am finishing up some junk journals, and I will be getting out some collage packs here real soon. I'm going to work on those later tonight. And I have a lot of stuff planned, but I don't know how much I'm going to get done. I'll admit it right now. So thanks everyone for watching. There's some links in the description box below. If you want to send me some stuff to make a FIBS book page for you, the address to send stuff is in the description box below. Thanks everyone. It was fun. It'll be nice to be getting back into the art journaling again. I've been away too long. Too long. I need to get back to doing some fun stuff and making some pages. Any book recommendations for composition of collage page? I see, and Debbie's the opposite. She likes to finish her art pages all in one sitting. I like to use signatures, and I meant to pull some of these out and start using some of these as well. I've got a lot of options. I started putting these together a long time ago and haven't used them, so I want to start using stuff up that I have. Hi Lisa. Yep, late. We're at the end. And so these signatures have drawing paper, sketching paper, watercolor paper, scrapbook paper, all kinds of stuff. And part of my experiments is going to be using these signatures just to see how well they take paint and all that other stuff. Junk journals are great. Anything is good. And I also have calendar pages that I have sewn into signatures, and I'll be using these for art journals as well. I've got 3 signatures of 4 pages each, so I'm just gonna use those for art journal pages. Put some paint on them. I probably should have used up some paint on these. I will come back to them probably on Sunday so we can get these started as well. I got so many things started I need to complete. I need to make some more room, some more space for myself to work. Anyway, thanks everyone. I will see you on Sunday. Look at the description box below for links for stuff. It was fun. Thanks for watching.